What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Mike here, aka Living with 3M Auto Vlogging. And y'all know we're all about Raptors, Mustangs, and even Rangers. That's right. In fact, today's video is even about the Ranger, and in particular, the stereo system. 01 Ranger's stereo system was never anything to write home about to begin with. So it crapped out on us about 15 years ago. And what we did, me and my father, we just purchased a single den Kenwood that would fit in there with a dash kit. And recently I'm like, this is not cutting it. So it was time for me to get with the times and put a double den touchscreen in the Ranger. So it's even got the backup camera. Hey, it's gonna have CarPlay, it's gonna have everything. So it's time to get with the times and update the Ranger stereo. I reached out to ATOTO to get their Gen 4 S8 model. Let's install it. So with doing any car audio install, here's a few tools you may need. Some crimpers, strippers, a hot air gun, some butt connectors, splice connectors, and a voltmeter. So the first thing, you got to remove two 7mm bolts that are down here, sort of out of sight, but they're going upward. And then you can just pull the whole thing off. And since this is an aftermarket radio, it's mounted, the cage is mounted all to this faceplate. So if you have a factory radio, you're gonna have to pull this off, then take out some bolts for your factory radio. But as for me, nah, I just take out two 7mm bolts. This whole thing will come out with the radio. Second one. Now watch what I'm saying. Yeah, see, pretty straightforward. There. Push that clip in, and this one should just pop off. Yeah. Next, you want to remove the radio from the cage. Then you'll remove the cage from the dash piece. Then you'll have to remove the dash piece in there that mounts the cage. All of that was aftermarket. We didn't want to cut the factory wires when we originally put this in, so we bought an adapter here. That way we could cut on it and splice wires in, butt connect them, that sort of thing. So now that will remain the same for adding this aftermarket. We'll cut these loose just behind these butt connectors, and that way we never mess with the factory wires. Let's disconnect this factory wiring harness from the aftermarket. And that's why I also have these plastic tools like this. Push that in, should pull right out. Yep. So now we're not at risk when we cut this of grounding anything out down here. So now we can take and wire up our new harness for our new unit. So with the new wiring harness, they give you detailed instructions, radio wire harness connection notes. It's pretty detailed, I like that. What's cool, since we already have the connector with the colored wires, every single one of these match up perfectly with this one, or so that I can tell at this point, but we will still go by this as well. So we're going to take and cut that off right there. Let's see, not sure. Okay, so that's our connector that will mount onto the factory wiring harness. And now what we want to do, we've removed the old Kenwood that will go with the older head unit. So now we're going to color orient and connect each of these wires together right here with the butt connectors. Once they're connected, it'll be like this. This will connect to your factory wires. This will connect into the new head unit. I'll go over one connection with you guys real quick, but I won't bore you with doing all of these. So I've got heat shrink, but I've also got these heat shrink butt connectors, and that's why I've got the heat gun. So this is really cool. Just like that. Now we're going to take the black on this one, shave this off about like that. We're going to do each of these wires same color to same color. You want to make sure the wire goes in there smooth. If it doesn't, pull it back out and redo it. There we go. Just like that. And the coolest thing is these are heat shrink coated, so we don't even have to add the heat shrink. All right, so there we go. Got them butt connected and heated up. So that's every color except for the rear camera, which we will connect shortly. And these other wires are for steering wheel controls, and they will not be used on the 01 Ranger. Now, if you've got steering wheel controls, then obviously you'll want to hook those up, but we won't have to worry about those. Just the rear camera and plug and play now. So now we'll take the head unit itself. We can open it up, and there's a lot of things to plug in, hence all of this plus our wire, main power wires. You got your GPS antenna. I mean, we have got quite a bit of stuff here. A lot of this we will not use because we do not have amplifiers, but they include everything with the kit. Plus we have to put the ears on the side that this will mount. We'll go ahead and open it up. You want to be careful with the face. You don't want to scratch it. And that is neat. Let's go ahead and plug most of these wires in the back. You've got these two that are GPS antenna and 4G antenna. So, and they are labeled accordingly. GPS antenna. It's like a little coaxial connection. You can put a little wrench on it. I just do it finger tight. Slide this over. Now the bottom one will be for 4G antenna. Looks like a lot of connections, but it's easy as pie with the directions and the instructions that they provide. Everything is right here laid out in front of you. Plus there's videos online they have where you can scan this with your phone and they'll go over it. Their customer service is awesome. Now that I've got the metal mounting ears on, look how it just mounts right there in the plastic dash plate. Perfect size. I mean, this thing fits like a glove. 7-inch diagonal, perfect. Now we got to take our camera wire, you see right here in the floorboard, and run it through the firewall and up under the truck down to the rear of the vehicle, and it's going to mount on the tag, the license plate. That's the bracket right there with the camera mounted to it. It's pretty neat. Just got to run that wire, but it's not that bad. You also have to mount your antenna with the sticky back tape, and there's my 4G antenna. I just mounted it to the metal up under there. Also, here is the GPS, and we're just going to stick it in here facing up. It will go through the plastic dash, so guys, don't worry about that. Don't think that you've got to have it sitting up on top of your dash. It will mount right here and get good enough signal. Next, you're going to have 3 big, thick black cables. These are your USB 1, 2, and 3, and I just run them down there to the footwell, and we'll probably put them near the center console where I can access them later. Now let's go ahead and remove these license plate bolts and this tag cover, as I won't reuse it. Oh, there's a neat hole behind the tag we can run our cables through. Now position the camera and tighten the bolts down to the bracket. Everything should line up and give you a perfect view. Gonna run the wire out of the truck, underneath, back to the back here, because we've got to plug that into the camera. There'll also be 1 pink wire left over back here, and that'll tie into the reverse lamp right here to give it a signal when you put it in reverse that it will activate the backup camera. All right, everything's plugged up. Turn the ignition on, and it came directly up. Boot up was super fast. Yeah, this is absolutely awesome. The full touch screen with all the apps at your fingertips. There's the factory radio. I'll just preset the stations. This thing will take a ton of time for me to go through all of the options it has to offer, but it's super simple. It's just going to take me some time to look through, figure everything out, and set it the way I need everything to be set up. I had to go ahead and connect it to my phone. Look at there, right off the bat, it's starting to play music that's on the phone, and I hadn't even tapped into the CarPlay yet. That's just the Bluetooth function. Awesome. I'll spend some time going through here and learning all about it. Check out the maps. That's awesome. Wow. Yep, go back to the music. Tons of different listening options. Now, you see it's gotten dark. Everything is hooked up. Watch this, I'm going to the reverse cam. All right, it looks like daylight. That's incredible. It is actually dark right here, but you can see everything. So that's going to do it for the installation video and the demonstration of the S8. The model numbers on here, I got links in the description, guys. You cannot beat this company. ATOTO is their name, and they've got for all different kinds of vehicles. This one's a universal because this vehicle is so old, but still, that 7-inch double din, it worked flawless. I mean, now we've got backup camera, we've got Android Auto, we've got CarPlay, we've got the works, guys. I'm just saying, links in the description. Reach out to these people. They can hook you up on your car audio. I'll catch you in the next one. Later now.